points. That is what clear of Arsenal to date. Arsenal has not played Manchester City, and it's looking good. The funny fact of this game is that it's still teething pains. So Verts didn't start, Isak didn't start, Frimpong didn't start. Those kind of players didn't start, but still we won. And it tells me three things: two positives, one negative. First one, the fluidity, guys. The fluidity of this team is still showing. The fluidity of how Arne Slot wants to play is on display. We saw parts of it, or saw majority of it, in the Atletico Madrid game. And then we saw it again today. Atletico Madrid game in the first half. And then we saw it again today in the Everton game where we're up 2-0 again. And some person have the question to wonder or ask the question, why is it that when Liverpool lead 2-0, they begin to falter? We're going to get into that. But I have to tip my hat off to the selection of Arne Slot, which I thought was interesting and I actually liked, because it not only showed that we had more physicality and running power, but it also added more creativity. It added again the fluidity and the how we rotate in positions, which is phenomenal. And Salah did his thing today. And what is even more interesting is that with this kind of fluidity and having Conor Bradley overlapping, it creates more space for Salah to be more creative. And I think that is what Salah is looking for in his stage, at this stage of his career, and how he wants to play with the new additions, like the Isak, the Ekitike, the Florian Wirtz, the Frimpong as well. Those are that nature that he wants to probably take more of a creative space. Yes, he can score the nice goals and the odd goal here. He can still get 20 goals if he likes. But I think right now what he's looking for is to be more of a creator. And in that game, the Gravenberch goal was pretty much the perfect example of what Salah is capable of when you put the ball in the back of the net. And I think he would have added more if Darwin Núñez in previous seasons gone by, where Darwin Núñez could score some of those goals. But the fact that now he has that with players like Gravenberch, that can be a nice box-to-box. And then you have Ekitike. Listen, guys, Liverpool's fluidity in this game was on display, and it caused Everton so many problems. Literally. Press man-to-man, but they drop it. And then Liverpool were just literally outplaying their three in the center of the park. And the fluidity display. And I enjoyed that. I really did. And you saw the goal. Listen, guys, I wanted to let you know that we have a problem. This is not the negative part. The problem is we have two very good strikers. Both kind of play similar. I call them the cousins, but kind of different in a way. So Ekitike's football game, I think, is just a wider range where he can able to drop in the line, drop in between the space as a number 9 or a false 9. But then he can also play off the shoulder, which Isak loves to play. And Ekitike scored. Brilliant goal, actually. Brilliant goal. I just love what I saw today. And my second point was that to play is that because play, it kind of gives more patience to Wirtz. Now, we understand persons don't want to see patience. If you spend 116 million Wirtz, you want to see him play every single game. But what I'm starting to see, and I spoke about this in a couple of videos gone by, is that with Wirtz coming in and adapting to the new league and adapting to the physicality, the intensity, his touches aren't quite there yet. It can be underwhelming. As a football fan, as a Liverpool fan, it can be underwhelming. It can be underwhelming even as a rival fan, and then the banter, of course, comes with it. But it also gives Wirtz time to really get his foot on the ground, kind of get dirty in terms of how he can use his game to now impact the game itself. Right? Let me know in the comments what you thought about today's game, of course. But without him playing, it gave Arne Slot time to give Arne Slot time for Wirtz to really adjust. And I think one of the best things that we can I can recommend and say to fellow fans, Liverpool fans who are watching, let me know in the comments that you are, is that you don't want to start guns blazing and then begin to fade off. I like slow burners. And it means that when you're cooking a meal, you don't want to just microwave it and it just like that. Sometimes when you cook, you want to add the ingredients. You want to find out what tastes nice. Is it that I need a little bit more paprika? Is it that I need a little more pepper or salt? Add a little bit more seasoning? Do I need, before you get the final product? And I think with Verts, it's a slow burner. You need to slow cook for him to really get a grasp and really show what he's about. And I think that is exactly what happened in this game because we didn't need him so much in the first half. The game flowed nicely. Now, in the Atletico Madrid mid-game, it flowed even better when he was playing. But I think it's going to take some time, and that's quite fine. That's quite okay for the team to kind of play without Verts just to see where we're at. And this is also an indication to our rivals that if you really believe that Florian Wirtz, that we have to start Florian Wirtz every single time to win games, you have another thing coming. This is the same midfield three that won the league. And you saw how we played. And we didn't add Isak, we didn't add Wirtz to our forward line. I just letting you know that. And that's just a thought. And if you think that this is how we're going to play, is it sustainable? Is it how we're going to play? You're just, adding probably copium because you're trying to find a way to pick apart a great team. Because, he didn't do this. Alexander Isak is 007. Florian Wirtz is a boss. It's a more expensive version than Curtis Jones. Yeah, you're just trying to probably hide your flaws. I understand. It's quite fine. I've done it before with Manchester United, and well deserved they do because none of the players are good. But that's just a thought, just to remind you that we didn't start Florian Wirtz in this game, just to let you know. And it showed where we are quality-wise, and it shows where we are football-wise because, again, I said it in videos gone by, we don't necessarily have a best 11. We have an 11 that is a chameleon, that is adjustable, that can adjust to any game. If you want physicality, running power, like the Everton game, we have players like that. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, Alex McAllister. We have players in the midfield that can do it. If you want it to be more technical, like Burnley game where you have a deep to mid block, 10 man behind the ball, we have person that can unlock a team. Like Ekitike, like Florian Wirtz, like Salah, like Szoboszlai. And it goes on and on. So I love the fact that we don't know necessarily who our best 11 is, or the 11 that we know Slot is going to go for, which is quite okay. We understand that the 100 million person should be there. But it's still good to know that you don't know. And for those who are in FPL, good luck. Now, the negative that I have, and I spoke about it in the Atletico game and previous games gone by, except the Burnley, is that we lack control. We need to be better in controlling the ball, control the game. Now, what I mean by that is we have to defend with the ball. One of the best ways to beat a team that wants to press you consistently or press high and wants to go man-to-man is if you are good at keeping the ball away from them. The best example so far this season is Barcelona versus Newcastle. Newcastle had and the board went up. They had 7 minutes left in the game. 7 minutes of added time. And you know what happened? Pedri took himself, said, give me the ball and watch me work. And he kept the ball away from Newcastle for 7 minutes. Yes, Newcastle had some slight chances, but they weren't really quality chances. But he kept the ball at least for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And for this team to be better at not only scoring, but better in controlling the game. We have to defend better with the ball. We have to keep possession. Yes, it is good that we want to score again when the team scores. But it's better to have the ball and tire out the team, pass the ball around, keep possession of the ball as best as possible so that the gaps can be open, so that chances will be created, so that when someone who is tired mentally tries to play or tries to tackle, a foul will happen. So you break the momentum of the game, and so you start again. You have the ball. You keep the ball. This is how the great teams like Barcelona and the Manchester Cities were able to defend. Yes, they had the potency of scoring and having disposal, were players who are technically good at keeping possession of the ball. And I think for Liverpool to be better, to not have these close games, so to speak, they have to be better at controlling the game by controlling the ball, defending with the ball. Arsenal is very good at that. Probably one of the best, if not the best team in Europe to do that. Defend with the ball. So you don't have to make the game be like a basketball game. Defend with the ball. And I think that is where we're trying to get, because Slot is one that knows his way. I'm pretty sure he sees it if I see it. And we also have, and one more thing, is that we have to defend better. We have to press better. We have to defend better. When a team gains momentum in a match, which is arguably so you can't have 100% dominance. We understand. But we have to press better. We have to press better at who is going to trigger it, where we press, and how long we press. That is really it. But guys, it was a great game. 15 points. So far, 9 points. 6 points ahead of Arsenal, with Arsenal having a game in hand. It puts a lot of pressure on Arsenal, and especially Manchester City. Manchester City can't afford to slip up by any means necessary. They have to win. They can't draw this game. They can't. They are already 9 points behind. If they draw it, it's 8. I don't think that's a good thing. Of course, it's early in the season. We totally get that. But over to you, Arsenal, the Gunners. Let's see what you can do. Guys, like, share, subscribe. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers. Hit that notification bell for every new video that's uploaded. Until next time, guys. Peace.